Hey everybody, this is Etho. Welcome back to Feed the Beast. And I'm working on the Frogger game here, and it is so cool. Oh, it's so cool. Look at the cars go. Precisely timed and everything. I got one lane set up here. I'm just using it as the test. And if it goes well, we will duplicate it with the other 4 lanes. And all should be pretty good. So let's just go down below here. I'll show you what I did. I just have 2 cars running at the moment. These are getting launched by a timer. If I turn this off, this cart will stay at the front of the line, and it activates this big chain of holding units. So if this cart is here, then it disables this one, so it gets held there, and then if this one goes here, it turns this one off, so the next cart will get held here, and then and then the next one will get held here and here and here and here, all the way down the line, right? And that keeps them from crashing into each other, because if they hit each other, we don't want that happening. So very, very precise control is needed with this. And then if we power this front track, it will allow the chain to advance. So that one will go, then this one will wait. And since I got this going at a 5-second timer, I think it takes it about 8 seconds or 7 seconds to do the loop around here. So before this front cart goes, or what am I saying? When the timer goes, there's always a car at the front here ready to go. See, there's one there. It's about to go again, and there's a car there. So it can keep up at this speed, but if we decrease this so it goes more often, you can see it's pulsing and there's no car there. So that's why we need lots of these holding areas, so it can keep up when we have it going at faster speeds. And all of this is going to be controlled with a wireless receiver, and then we're going to have a big redstone unit somewhere else with our Frogger game here, a redstone area. The cool thing is you can use micro blocks with this red wires stuff, so it won't connect. And that's how I'm going to make this tileable, because I got to make it fit within a 2 wide space, which is kind of tough to do, but it does look like it's possible, which is really cool. And then over here, I'll probably have to change where I have this, but if we give this thing charcoal, it will fuel the cars as they go by. It'll drop off 4 items every time they go around, which is more than enough fuel to keep them going. Like, it just needs enough fuel to go around once. And also they refill on water, so it keeps the carts running. And I do want to create a startup and shutdown sequence for this thing, so something to dispense the carts, give them fuel, warm them up, and then signal that the game's ready to go, and then a shutdown to do the opposite of that, because I don't want like 50 cars just sitting here when people are doing other stuff at Guude, because that will cause, you know, just a little bit of lag. I don't want timers running if they don't need to be in this area, so we'll try to create a control for that too. But I'm gonna go and do the other 4 lanes here and try finish setting this up. It's gonna be really cool. I'm excited. Oh, check it out. We got all 5 lanes done now, and there's a lot of redstone. A lot of resources in this, my goodness. Gonna have to start another quarry soon. There's something very satisfying when you do redstone and there's no air blocks in it, and you can put it together super compact like that. It just feels good. Alright, let's hope it never blows up. So each of these lanes is going to handle up to 8 cars at a time, which, since it's like, I don't know, like 8 seconds to go all the way around, that would be like car, car, car. Or actually, let's go up here. Try to envision like trying to cross the track here, and it's like car, 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 you know, at that speed. And then multiply that by 5. I don't think we need to make it go any faster. So 8 cars should be enough. Probably too much, in fact, but we'll be able to increase the difficulty a lot with this setup. And yeah, I got some receivers over here. These will be to the launching sections. So like I said, we're going to have like 5 transmitters set up somewhere else, and we'll control it all with redstone. We're doing it that way just because controlling the redstone of this whole project is going to be pretty complicated too, I imagine, and there's not a lot of space left here, so this just lets us convert the redstone into like 2 blocks over here, and we can make it as big as we want somewhere else. And the thing I've been working on now, I'm trying to work on the startup and shutdown sequence for the whole thing. The thing to drop off the locomotives and to pick them up when we shut it down. So I got like an AND gate here. If there is a locomotive on this, it sends out a signal to this torch and up to that wire. And then we have a second condition here. This is like if it's on shutdown. Well, actually, let's just try this. I forget how it works. Goes up to a redstone torch and to a cart dispenser here, which will pick up the cart if it's in front of it. So if we do that, picks it up, stores it for later, and then when we start up the game, it'll shoot out 8 cars probably, and they got to get fueled and all that stuff. And then this is our condition if it's not in shutdown mode. If a car gets placed in front of the dispenser, oops. The idea is we want to pick it up as it goes by, right? You know, if the game's not shut down, we need it to be able to pass by without getting picked up too, so that's what that's for. But I was looking at this, and it's like, I think I can compact this quite a bit, actually. So there's a cool trick you can do with these detector boxes, it turns out, these things. Getting a little bit of lag, come on. There we go. What you can do, they'll send power through a block actually, so let's I was going to try out these AND gates from Red Power, but they take 3 signals. Like, you got to have a signal here, here, and here to send power out the front. So they're not really all that compact. But one of the easiest ways to compact it is with a piston. So if we send the signal out to the left, we can make it go to that block and straight up to the cart dispenser. So now, within that small amount of space, if a cart passes by, it gets instantly picked up with no delay, which is perfect. Right? And then if we don't want it to get picked up, if the game's in running mode, all we have to do is have our control below, sticky piston. Right? I think this should work. And if it's down, if the block is down, where did it go? Do this again. Now it shouldn't pick up the cart when it goes by. So cool, that's how we're going to control that. These are going to set the speed of the carts. And then I also want to use these locomotive tracks to put the cart into idle mode while it's waiting here. And then when it goes like 1 block forward, I think we'll switch it to running mode. And then it'll start using fuel. I think that'll work and make it a little more efficient too. Oh man, guys, I am really happy with how this is turning out, this project. I thought I was going to have to do something really big and complicated here, but even though it's complicated, I managed to get down to pretty small space actually. So the startup sequence for this thing, we're going to have carts in this dispenser, right? And we're going to let out 8 carts, I think, to get all of these holding areas filled up. And surprisingly, all I have to do is just hit a button, basically. Send this a pulse. The cart passes by this water thing, so it gets a little bit of water from that. And it'll get a little bit of fuel from this. and does this basically. It goes over this, which switches it to idle mode, which is where it will heat up, but it doesn't use fuel to make it move. And on the first pass, it gets 8 charcoal and like 150 water, which it starts using up once it gets to 100 Celsius. And it uses that to make steam. And it's enough water, surprisingly, to get all filled up with steam. And then there's like 45 left. So as long as we start up the game before this totally runs out of water, it should be fine. And on the second pass it goes by this thing, it should refill with water and fuel and have enough to sustain it running, basically. The other thing we got to watch for, though, is our shutdown sequence. So we kind of talked about this already, where when it passes by here and this block is up, we want it to pick up the cart, right? Actually, let's do it with that down first. Get that down, and I'm going to turn this off just for our test here. Is that going to move on its own? No, it's fine. Actually, the water thing's going to make it move, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, for this test, let's just change that with a normal track. Look at that. It's even a mob defense. They don't know how to get through it. It's beautiful. Okay, so when the track is here and it's full of water and fuel and we want to pick it up, come on. Why can't I click? There we go. When it gets picked up by this cart dispenser, it drops the charcoal. So since it holds like 4 stacks of charcoal, that's a lot of fuel to be wasting if we pick it up. Because 8 carts times 4 stacks, you know, and then multiply that by 5, that's a lot of potential fuel we're wasting if we don't pick it up again. So I had this idea. I'm going to try, Thaumcraft has something called a hungry chest. I'm going to try put one of those by here. And it apparently can pick up items on the ground nearby. And if we're lucky, it'll be able to grab the charcoal when it comes out of the cart here from that distance. Aha, so this here is a hungry chest. And you throw stuff at it and it goes nom 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 nom, and it goes inside. So I thought if I set one up next to it, it might pick up all this stuff. And what do you think it does? Well, let's try it out here. So if we put fuel in the 4 slots and then we make it disappear, nope. It just flies everywhere. So that's not good. It didn't pick up any. I haven't got it to pick up anything yet, so it's not gonna really work. And the other problem is this is supposed to be tileable by being only 2 blocks wide, and that would make it 3 blocks wide if we put it there, so that's not gonna work either. So I could maybe set up a void pipe and not a void pipe, an obsidian pipe to pick stuff up and then power that, but the way the stuff just flies out like that, like it looks like it goes quite a ways. I don't know if that would work even, so I think I should just set up a proper unloading station and sequence, and it'll be a little bit more complicated, but probably will work out better in the long run. So we'll use item unloaders, and the cart will go over top it when... Well, how are we going to... I'm rambling a bit. How are we going to make sure it doesn't unload the cart when we don't want it to? That's another thing to work out if we do it this way. Because we only want it to unload the cart if we're in the shutdown mode. Oh, I didn't grab any tracks. Let's just try this out for a sec. Grab a couple tracks, put some stuff in it. Alright, so cart goes over top it. we'll hold it until it's totally emptied. The thing is, go and wait. I don't think there's any option to stop it from picking stuff up, unless if we power it, maybe. Oop. Nope. Yeah. Oops. I don't know what to do. What do we do, guys? I don't know. This is a problem. I'll have to think about this for a bit, because this doesn't look like it's going to work either. Aha! So this is now 2 days later, guys, that I'm recording this part of the episode. I finally am able to record it. I wanted this episode to go up like yesterday, but man, I tell you guys, we've been having problems with the server like you wouldn't believe. And finally it's up again, and I'm able to finish recording here, I hope. I'll talk about it more later in the episode. Maybe I'll just show you where we're at with this build now. It's in pretty good shape. So last clip I recorded, I tried out the hungry chest. That didn't work. I tried out cart unloaders to get rid of the fuel, and that didn't work really. Unless we made a junction for the track, which I don't want to do. But now I did go the obsidian pipe route, and it works very well with a redstone energy cell. So basically, when I power, you can see right now this isn't draining any power. I have it to enable only when it's receiving a redstone signal. So an obsidian pipe can pick up items, right, when it's being powered. So when we pull this lever for the shutdown system, this wire gets powered, and it powers this, and that turns it on, and now it's draining power. And with that, this obsidian pipe below it's going to start picking up items, and then those go in the tube, and you can see it goes all the way around. We're going to use that to collect the fuel afterwards and send it back to our loaders here as they need them. But the way the obsidian pipe works, let's see if I can demonstrate this. It's it'll like pick up blocks within a one. Like you see, it's not picking that up unless it touches the obsidian pipe at that level. But then one level up, it'll like pick up from 3 blocks, like there, there, and there. Next level, it'll pick up from 5. Next one, 7. And it just so happens it'll go up one more level. 9 seems to be the max width it'll pick stuff up. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 is exactly what we need it to do here. So I got it positioned just perfect. One more block away and it wouldn't pick stuff up, so I can even show you that. It's not picking that up, but it's picking that up. This is where we need it to pick stuff up in this block here. I think if I get rid of this, yeah, you see it goes right by. But if it goes in that one block here where this track is, it'll pick it up. So we're really pushing the limits on it. Seems to work out though. And I finished the loop here for all the tracks. Still setting up a few more things, but I can show you it working. Let's get this going. So I got 3 cars in here right now. Let's disable this. These cart dispensers are only going to hold 3 because I guess they don't stack. There is an advanced cart dispenser though, which I think will hold like at least 12 cars. I can't remember what it was, so we'll probably switch these out with that and try and make it work. But here we go. We're just manually doing it for this first go. So that goes by the water, goes by the item loader, which picks up fuel from the chest. Then they sit here and heat up, and we're going to use a timer to determine when to send these carts the first time. So it takes I think at least 20-30 seconds here before our game warms up and is ready to work here. And then we're gonna have the timer tell it to go. I'll do it manually though here. Cart goes up, goes around, gets at the back of the queue here. Pretty cool. It refills on fuel and water. And you can see we can send them all going. So I actually set up this receiver here just to test this out on a timer. So we're gonna have the redstone stuff separate, like I said, all in a nice neat room where we can turn the timers on and off real easy and that kind of stuff. But if I enable this timer, I have it at oh yeah, you can't do that. That's an error with timers. You can't click on them with blocks. I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. Sorry about that. Yeah, this is set to 5 seconds, so when we get it going here, it's going to tell whatever car is here to go every 5 seconds. Wonder how this is going to keep up. Looks pretty good. Could probably speed this up even, and it would be able to keep up. So every time they go by the fuel, they pick up more and more fuel. Don't hit me. I'll try click on one of these. That one's got 12. So eventually that's going to fill up all 4 slots of fuel, and we want to recollect that when we shut this thing down. It's got 16 now. Wait, is it not picking up the full water up? Yeah, it is. It's getting water. Doesn't need much. That's pretty cool. So we got 3 cars going on this loop safely with no accidents. And now when we do our shutdown, really try not to get in their way. I'm scared to jump. Oh man. If they hit me, I'm dead. So. And also, yeah, it's very important how I set up these rails next to each other. When they go around the bend, there's no other track next to them, otherwise they might hit another cart as they're turning. But there's a good distance between all the tracks. Yeah, so this shutdown is going to tell the piston to send that up. That detector will be able to power the cart dispenser. So when the locomotive goes by, it's going to pick it up, and then the fuel is going to get picked up by the obsidian pipe here, because this also powers this. And so to shut down everything here, we basically just need to power this wire for like 10 seconds or however long it takes the carts to go around the loop once to pick them all up. So let's try it out. Got picked up. You saw the fuel for a split second there. And game is shut down. And then we would tell that to unpower. Charcoal went in the chest, and then we would send it back to these. Oh yeah! Alright, I might work on this a little more. I gotta go to bed soon here. I've been up late trying to help fix the server and figure out what's wrong again. But I'll do a little more here, and hopefully we can see several rows of traffic going before we end this. Okay guys, this is all we're going to do with it today, but I have one more test to show you. I got some more stuff set up. We made pretty good progress, and this really is nice. So compact, so much to it. I'm really happy with the design. Yes, so let's give it a go here. I'll run you through just a couple more things here. These are transmitter, these things here. They send a redstone signal wirelessly to another area. So this is a startup sequence. Every time we hit this button, it's going to send a pulse, a redstone pulse, to any receiver marked 2997, and you can see there's one here. So it goes down this wire, and it branches up in a couple places and goes to the cart dispensers. So basically when we hit that button, it sends out a cart for each of these all the way down, and it also does it on the other side. There's 2 more cart dispensers on this side, another one of these receivers. Pretty simple. So to start up the game, the actual startup, we need to send 8 pulses, and then we need to make it wait long enough for the carts to warm up, and then it'll turn on the timers or whatever we're using to control the pattern of all the carts. Then we have another one, 2996, for the shutdown sequence. Pull the lever and it'll shut down, and we just need to send that a pulse for like 10 seconds and then turn it off. Alright, and then we have all these 5 here. Each of these goes to this launcher track for each of the 5 lanes, and I think that's about all I have to show you, so let's try it out. We're gonna send out the 3 carts. There's only 3 carts set up now, and this is the big lag and crash test right here. I'm wondering how this is going to affect our frame rate. I'm down to, well, it went back up to 30. Oh man, 15 carts only. When this is all set up, we might have up to 8 times 5, 40 carts. So over double this. Alright, and it's about ready here. So we're going to turn on these timers. Oh man, this is crazy. Oh, are those not going? Why aren't those ones going? Oh, I messed up somewhere. Okay, anyway, let's go up above. Ooh, getting a bit of lag. I'm a little worried now. Let's turn the particles off. That might be a sound lag issue though. Yeah, it's still lagging. I think that's sound related. Yeah. Not too sure. 20 frames per second. A little concerned about that. I wonder how other people would do here. I think I gotta update my sound library for Minecraft to fix that. And those ones aren't going. Alright, I'm gonna shut this down. I'll be right back. Oh yeah, wait a minute here. I want to show you the shutdown too. So let's shut it down. Everything gets cleaned up. All is good. You hear all the clicking? Cool. So that's getting filled back up with the charcoal. And I'm just going to have to figure out why those ones didn't go. So I'll be right back. Aha, so it turns out these timers don't like being side by side with each other. They hate each other. They send out power sideways to the ones here and here, which causes them to reset, and they never tell the cart to move that way. So let's give it one more go here and start her up. 1, 2, 3 cars again. Alright. Oh, that's so cool. It's like an army getting ready for battle here. Alright. So once these warm up, we will start up the timers. Should be any second. Then we'll go up above and watch them go by and see what it looks like with 3 carts running at this speed. Yeah, that should be good. Let's start up the timers. Start up the lag. Oh, it's so crazy. Okay, so I have this idea. If it is a sound problem, if I turn this down, I should stop lagging. And I didn't. Oh no. Oh, I still hear them though. Or I thought I did. Okay, well that kind of stinks. Man. Video settings, what else could we decrease? Particles are off. Doesn't really make much difference. That's disappointing, so I don't know what to do about this. Performance. Ah. Darn it. Turn smooth lighting off. That increased it a lot. We're back up to 30 now. It's pretty smooth. I can't see very far though, can I? There it goes. Oh well. If you guys have ideas, let me know. But other than that, it looks pretty cool. Oh, that's server lag there. That would be pretty tough to get through. Even with just 3 cars going at a slow speed. That's pretty cool. Anyway, so I'll tell you quickly what's going on with the server. We've been having lag on the server for a good 2-3 weeks at least. We narrowed it down to being a Zycraft tank causing the problem, but we just couldn't find it. It's like finding a needle in a haystack, basically. We went all over the server looking for tanks. We found a bunch of them, got rid of them. But there was one left. We just couldn't find it. And while going through people's bases trying to find it, we kind of saw terrible things going on with the server, like people doing stuff they shouldn't be doing. That's causing extra lag. People needlessly loading stuff with chunk loaders just for resources, even though they have their barrels full of stuff and aren't using it for anything, you know, that kind of stuff. Large arrays of machinery. So all those things are kind of adding up to little lag spurts here and there. But the big problem was a Zycraft tank, and even though we were getting error messages, there's no actual indication telling you where in the world, like in the error log, it should tell you where in the world the coordinates of where the problem is with stuff, and it just doesn't do that, which is really frustrating. And so it turns out we turned off chunk loaders thinking that would fix the problem, but no. And then it's like, oh man, even turning chunk loaders off didn't fix it. What is going on? And we spent about 6 hours, I was up till 4 a.m. last night trying to figure it out. It's 4 a.m. right now, by the way. I gotta go to bed. You can probably hear it in my voice. We were up like 6 hours, me, Guude, Generic B, trying to find it, and turns out there's these things called residual chunks or orphan chunks that get loaded when, like, if you have, I'll try to explain it the best I can here. If you have a machine, let's pretend that this is an MFSU, this is EU cable, and this is a machine, right? We can see chunks and stuff using this display. Let's say our MFSU sends power to a machine outside of a chunk that's not loaded, and our MFSU grew up to a grass block. Oh no. So it crosses that boundary from a loaded chunk to an unloaded chunk. Guess what happens? It loads this chunk, right? And so people have chunk loaders and portal gun things all over the world loading chunks here and there. And if there's like piping in that area, it will cause this chain reaction of loading. Like if the pipe is, or the cable is, you know, a couple hundred blocks long, it's going to load tons of chunks. And basically it's loading people's bases entirely, even when chunk loaders are disabled, because it starts off from, you know, just like even when we disabled it, there was still portal guns and stuff that were loading single chunks here and there, and it was branching off from those and loading pretty much everybody's base anyways. And the server takes care of that though. The server is set every minute to get rid of any residual chunks that are loaded because they're not needed, right? It's just something that happens. It's the way Feed the Beast works, and pipes and all that work. But every minute it's like loading these machines, and even though it unloads like 300 residual chunks, they branch out and it reloads the 300 again almost instantly, and that causes a big lag spurt. But also it just so happens the Zycraft tank was in one of those residual chunks, so every minute the Zycraft tank was getting unloaded, which was causing the error and the huge lag spurt, and then just kept going on every minute, right? But we found it, we got rid of it. Huge improvement. Today the server crashed for another reason, and it was down for 8 hours or so, and finally came back on, and there was some other stuff that happened. It went back down. I wasn't able to start recording this episode till like 1 a.m. or the rest of this episode, so that's why I'm so tired, and I'm going to go to bed. So I hope you guys enjoyed the episode, and if there's no Feed the Beast from me in a while, it's probably because of server issues, so we'll work something out, don't worry. But just if there's a delay, that's probably the reason, so be patient. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you have ideas what I should do about the lag, let me know. I do really like the locomotives. I'd hate to replace them with something else, but it's client-side lag, by the way, not server lag. And problems with the server is definitely not hardware issues, guys. So don't even don't even say that, because it's annoying hearing that all the time. It's just the way it's programmed and what's going on the server. Anyway, take care, guys. Have a good night or day. Bye bye.